Hola, Miss Shannon.
Hello, Beth.
I've actually known you for a few years, and I think you use all my products, don't
I
you?
do. I love them all.
So, one of the products that I'd like to get testimonial on is Protection Thine. It's like one of my lead products, you know, my Happy Family Spray, which I know you know so very well.
Oh, yes.
So let's start with that. Share how things have unfolded for you as you began using Protection Thine.
So I think Protection 9 was one of the first products you ever gave me to try. And at the time I was living with someone who wasn't like the happiest person, I guess we'll say. And so she had been gone for 5 weeks. I went and I sprayed her bedroom. And I also went the next day and sprayed my boss's office. And my boss is the type at the time who liked to yell and then hug it out. That was her philosophy. And so that day that I sprayed her office, she didn't come into work for 3 days. She was out sick. And I was just like, oh my gosh. And my roommate came home and she was actually much nicer than she had been in a long time. And so I was like, wow, this is really cool. So that was sort of my go-to story for the longest time, and it's still an amazing story.
And how does it change you? Because I know you were spraying those areas because of these two different people, but how do you feel different? I mean, you've witnessed it lots of times in other people, but
I feel calm when I spray it. It smells good. It's something that I spray every day. When I walk in my house, you know, my current roommate's very sensitive to energy, and so it's a requirement just about when we walk in the house, we spray off the glop that we brought in with us. So, you know, everybody gets along better and feels better. And
one of the things that I joke about, and you joke about too, is it stops screaming children within seconds.
yes.
So give me just a quick story of one where screaming children ceased to scream.
On a few occasions, we've been at different shows, and I will be talking to a customer, and I will hear a child behind me screaming and yelling at their brother, but really in more the high-pitched screaming. And so a lot of times what I'll do is just without breaking stride and talking, I will grab it and I'll just spray behind my shoulder. And I listen while I'm still talking, and then within like 2 or 3 seconds, the kid stops, and we all look over there, and we see them just playing nicely with their brother and sister, like, and the people are like, oh my gosh, did you see? I'm like, yeah, that happens a lot. It's fun. We love to do it with babies, have the mothers like put it on the bottom of their feet, just calm them when we're at shows, because, you know, the people that we meet, they don't always understand the energy, especially in big shows.
That's true. That's true. The other product I want you to talk about a little bit, because you've seen lots of good stuff happen with it, is Magic Boo Boo Bye Bye.
The name says it all.
Yes.
It is a lot of fun, and I use it just the other night.
So it's good for what?
It helps with pain and reducing swelling. My neck was out the other night, and I knew I work for a chiropractor also part-time, but I wasn't going in until the following day, and so I was just putting Magic Boo Boo Bye Bye on whenever the pain would flare up. I take it internally, I rub it on, and I love to just help people with it. I see people all the time, and I'm like limping somewhere. I'm like, oh, they need some Magic Boo Boo Bye Bye.
Yes. I remember when we were at the first Austin Veg Fest, and this great big football player came up from UT, and so when we went, and we had Magic Boo Boo Bye Bye.
And he's like, I have a boo-boo.
Exactly. He said, I have a boo-boo. And he actually did buy it, because it actually did help. But people get really, really shocked. We've had tendons straightened out. Remember that lady who had the bent finger?
And the other woman whose hands were so cramped up from their arthritis, and putting the oils on her, and she just started to cry because she could actually open her fingers, and she hadn't been able to do that in a couple years. And it's just amazing to see these miracles at the booth and help people all the time.
Yeah.
Especially the man who's back was hurting.
We do see miracles actually quite a bit. So my latest product is Blue Magnolia.
Yes.
And it's a soul-friendly savan. Mm-hmm. And so what have you noticed? Because you've been using it now for what?
Maybe
2, 3, 4 weeks, maybe?
Oh, a few months now.
Wow. Well, that's
Yes.
right. You got the early versions.
I did. But even then, it was still
It was
really,
still
really
good.
good. I like it. I love the natural blue color. The blue oils and using those and just seeing the color change is a lot of fun when we make it. And I love the smell. It's very gentle, but it's really, really nice and pleasant.
Yeah,
and
it's like profound. It somehow goes in layers is how I notice it.
And I found too, like when we come home from shows, I take a bath. I do my salt scrub to clear my energy from the shows. So I will bathe at night, but then like the next day, if I'm not going anywhere, sometimes I'll just like skip a day. But then I'm like, oh wait, no, I can cut my cords. I can like clean my energy field up even more just by taking my shower and using my soap.
Yeah.
And so I love that excitement I feel when it's a product that has multiple uses and does something like really cool. And then I'm like, oh yeah, let's do this.
So she mentioned cutting cords. And for those who don't really know what that is, throughout our day, it's like we get tethered by other people where we feel like we get slowed down with other people's muck. And it's like they literally tether us. And so what this does is it dissolves that tether between us so that we can actually
have better interactions, especially with our family members and things like that.
Yes.
It is really good. And I feel really good when I use it. I've noticed that, my biggest story, and I didn't even realize in the beginning when it happened, but I'd been probably using the soap for about 2 weeks when we went to a marketing event and met a friend of yours, the chiropractor. And this amazing second job just landed in my lap. And she and I, and even you, we all work so well together. She loves the product. She is loving everything. She uses them on all the patients to like ease with the
And so you have full-time work with 2 great people.
Yes. And I mean, it was just like, I was working there for 2 weeks and then I was like, oh wow, that happened about 2 weeks after I started using the products. And using the Blue Magnolia, and so that was just really cool.
Yeah, because when you get that glop off, it makes it easy for doors to open or to see the opportunities that open up. Oftentimes opportunities open up, but we don't see it because of that glop. All right, well, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right.